I just poked my head like around this boulder. I swear there must have been like this much of my mask showing it. Wow.
I actually cannot believe we are on this ferry. Our Wizz Air flight from Rome to Corfu was delayed 3.5 hours, and then the time difference between Rome and Greece. Ran to this ferry, last people on it, but we're finally going to Albania. Such a relief. Three countries in one day. We finally made it to our destination, Sarandë in Albania. Very much looking forward to the diving here over the next week. But for tomorrow, I think it's just going to be a rest day because I'm knackered. Stuffed. Emotional roller coaster. Good morning. The sun is yet to rise, heading for about a half-hour drive to meet a chap, Patrick Ryan, Deepwater Dreaming from Instagram, who invited me over here to say come diving, so meeting up with him and hopefully find some fish. To my surprise, the entry to the spot was straight through a beach club. Along for the day was Jake from New Zealand and Patrick, who lives in Albania. Absolutely gorgeous conditions this morning. We're heading out early to avoid the boats that plague this area. It wasn't long until the bottom got interesting and I could see fish from the surface in just 7 meters. After seeing the small dentex, I made another dive close by and saw even more fish. Sargos, dentex, and even a gilthead sea bream. Seen a fair few little dentex this morning and some corvina, so it's certainly fishy. Just gotta keep persisting, see if I can find some of those bigger ones. This dive I found a nice rock to settle down on and get comfortable. I could not believe I missed the shot, but upon looking back at the footage, the Sargo spooked from the sound of the spear gun shot before the shaft had reached it. Fish move fast in the Mediterranean. We moved out into some deeper water, looking for groupers. On my way to the bottom, I saw a gold blotch groper dart off into a hole somewhere. I knew I had to look for any dust stirred up around the holes to locate the fish. That dive there, I saw that gold blotched groper up against the rock and I didn't want to smash my spear, so I dropped a rubber, but it disappeared, so
Serves me right for thinking I could have the luxury of time, really.
Once again, too far away, and the grouper moved before my spear arrived. The boat traffic was starting to get hectic, so we called it a day and made a plan to dive again tomorrow. Coffee run. Good morning.
Coffee, ready to rock and roll.
What's the plan for today, mate?
I reckon we're just going to head up north up the coastline and see what we can find. Check out a new spot. It should be pretty cool.
And actually shoot some fish today.
Hopefully, fingers crossed, eh?
Patrick has been an absolute legend on this trip, just showing us brilliant hospitality, taking us to different places to dive, restaurant recommendations as well. So if you're ever in the area, I highly recommend you give Patrick a message. But right now we are driving along the coast, heading north to a spot that Patrick hasn't really dived before, so hoping that it's got some fish. Very excited to be here. This looks a lot like a beach club, not so much a dive spot.
And when you get on the dive spot, you just have the best pizza in Albania, I reckon, right here. Nice Neapolitan style.
Jake is hoping to shoot his first fish in the Mediterranean.
Yeah, let's hope.
Bit easier in New Zealand, mate.
Yeah, there's actually fish to see.
The water looks a little dirty, but I'm sure we'll manage.
We were greeted by 25 meters visibility and flat calm seas. All we needed now was some fish. As usual, a few red mullet were getting about in the shallows, but that wasn't what we were here for. We spent a while looking in holes around these rocks, but didn't have any joy. I headed out a bit deeper and found some good-looking structure.
A new species for me. I'm not sure what the English name is, but I know it's like a ling type thing. I see Kev Daly shoot these quite often in Croatia. Apparently they're super tasty. Really stoked to find one not in a hole, just sitting out in the open. Top down shot. Sorted myself out since yesterday.
Patrick and I swam to the next point, which was covered in baitfish. I saw a dentex charging around from the surface and made a dive.
Not a big gilt head by any stretch of the imagination, but any of these in the Mediterranean I will take. Very happy with that. Perfect size for dinner.
We continued to the furthest point on the dive to be greeted by a sheer wall of stone that drops into the abyss.
It just goes down. Just down, 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 down.
I just want to see like right up in here and see if there's any little holes.
Just stick our nose in there and then make our way back.
It was just infinite blue down there, and only a handful of small gropers were seen. The Mediterranean always has the most immense underwater terrain. It was time for the hour-long swim back to shore.
You've got choices for dinner.
Hard work, isn't it?
It's so hard. It's crazy. These fish are just so scared.
They're crazy, hey? As soon as you seem like, oh, here's a fish, I'll kill it, and then gone.
Yeah, like I saw one dentex,
Yeah.
and I just poked my head like around this boulder. I swear there must have been like this much of my mask showing it. Gone.
Long swim?
Hey, that was. How far was that, you reckon?
It was at least 1.5 k's there. I mean, it was a mile there, I'd say.
At least.
Very long swim with the boys, but got 2 fish. One of the rare occasions where I actually get out of the Mediterranean with fish in my hands. Very stoked on those, and very keen to eat this one, and I guess also this one. After some epic pizza, we made our way back to Sarandë in hopes of having a restaurant cook our fish for dinner. This would look so much better on a drone, but I just crashed it into the side of a mountain, went up, looked for it, couldn't find it. Drone is gone, but the view is good. That drone has had 9 lives. It's been in so many different countries. I've flown it nearly everywhere I've gone, but sadly, no more drone shots for the rest of this trip. So that sucks. But hey, we got some fish today. A fair bit of good news today. Somebody called me about the drone because I put my number on it with a printed sticker, and it actually returned to home. It didn't crash, and I got it back, which was fantastic. Thank you to that beach club. And then also tonight, instead of a catch and cook, for me, taking the fish to this place called Black Marlin, and they've agreed to cook the fish up for me, which is really nice. They have lots of their own fish on offer. Gold blotch, dentex, gold blotch, orata, gold blotch. Ooh!
The king of the fish. Here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Beautifully cooked, eh?
It does look very soft. It's like almost like bread, like falls apart. Super weird.
Really?
Not approved?
It tastes good, but the texture's like
Really?
so different. Try that.
Okay, we need to get them on
Try
set.
that. I mean, it looks like super nice and white looking. weird texture. Like, not weird, but it's like odd.
For a fish, it's super weird.
Not a
Texture. I've never encountered that in a fish.
Who is the better for you? No, don't see from the price. See from the taste.
No, I quite like this one.
Yes,
I like this
because
one.
I have a lot of fish who is very delicious dishes and know this. But yes, this is different. Okay, enjoy, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
so
Enjoy.
Our evening ended up finishing up around 4 a.m, but we still had some diving to do the next day.
There's a big old wreck just out there, so we're gonna swing through this beach club and check it out.
Hannah, Jake and I only had to swim about 100 meters before we saw the enormous wreck.
Yeah, you're allowed to take them.
I could not believe I spotted that lobster from the surface.
Heck yeah, that's dinner for sure. For sure, definitely. Dude, that's so tasty. Oh, that's a whopper too. Any eggs? No eggs? It's good. It's good. Oh, sweet. How's that?
With dinner sorted for Jake, we made our way back to meet up with Patrick and Fabian for an afternoon spearfish.
Had a nice little time on that wreck, but this is going to be our last spearfishing session. As you can see, at another beach club, but we're heading out around the point away from everyone, and we're with Patrick, Jake, and Fabian. Fabian's a local. Apparently he's really good on the gropers, so hopefully somebody gets one.
This area had so many holes for fish to hide in. Sooner or later, one of us was going to find a grouper. It quickly becomes an extraction mission after Fabian got 2 of his shafts stuck in holes, shooting grouper. With the sun going down, we had no option but to tag team dive to get the fish out. I head down to 19 meters to assess the situation. The 2 shafts are not budging at all. I knew this was going to take a lot of dives to extract the fish. Back down again, armed with my Oma knife that has a shaft extraction tool on it. The handle has a keyhole shape which you can slide over the rear of a shaft and then lock that into the flat section that engages into the mechanism. This way you can get a proper grip on the shaft, twist the shaft and pull it out more easily.
I moved it by about a foot out of the hole.
Okay, that's perfect.
My turn to go back down again and the dusky grouper came out easy enough, but I still couldn't even see the other grouper. Eventually, Patrick got the last gold blotch grouper out of the hole and we could all head back in.
Good sunset.
Patrick, what can we say about this trip? You took us all in and treated us like we'd been best mates for years. Thank you for everything you did for us, going above and beyond. I guess they were all wrong when they said don't meet up with strangers on the internet. See you on the next one for some Dentex action in Greece.